George Herbert Walker Bush was born on June 12, 1924, in Milton, Massachusetts. He grew up in a privileged family with a legacy of public service. His father, Prescott Bush, served as a U.S. Senator from Connecticut. Young George attended prestigious schools, including Phillips Academy and Yale University. However, his life took a dramatic turn with the outbreak of World War II. At the age of 18, Bush enlisted in the U.S. Navy, becoming one of its youngest aviators. He flew torpedo bombers in the Pacific Theater, demonstrating courage and patriotism. On September 2, 1944, his plane was shot down during a mission near the island of Chichijima. Despite being wounded, Bush managed to bail out and was rescued by a U.S. submarine. This harrowing experience left an indelible mark on him and shaped his worldview. After the war, Bush returned home a decorated veteran. He married Barbara Pierce in 1945, and they started a family. Determined to make his mark, Bush moved his young family to Texas and entered the oil business. He found success in this new field, further solidifying his image as a self-made man. Bush's foray into politics began in the 1960s. He served 2 terms as a congressman from Texas, followed by appointments as U.S. Ambassador to the United Nations and Chairman of the Republican National Committee. These roles provided him with valuable experience in foreign policy and national politics. In 1971, President Richard Nixon appointed Bush as U.S. Ambassador to China. This was a critical period in U.S. China relations, as the 2 countries were beginning to normalize ties after decades of hostility. Bush's diplomatic skills were instrumental in fostering communication and building trust between the 2 superpowers. After a brief stint as Director of Central Intelligence, Bush ran for president in 1980. Although he lost the Republican nomination to Ronald Reagan, he was chosen as Reagan's running mate. The Reagan-Bush ticket won a landslide victory, and Bush served as a loyal and effective vice president for 8 years. In 1988, George H.W. Bush secured the Republican nomination for president. He campaigned on a platform of continuing Reagan's economic policies and maintaining a strong national defense. Bush won the election, defeating Democratic nominee Michael Dukakis. Bush's presidency was marked by significant foreign policy challenges and triumphs. The fall of the Berlin Wall in 1989 and the subsequent collapse of the Soviet Union ushered in a new era of global politics. Bush played a pivotal role in managing these transitions, working closely with Soviet leader Mikhail Gorbachev to ensure a peaceful end to the Cold War. However, Bush also faced international crises. In 1990, Iraqi dictator Saddam Hussein invaded Kuwait, threatening global oil supplies and regional stability. Bush responded decisively, assembling a multinational coalition and launching Operation Desert Storm, which successfully liberated Kuwait. Section 4. A global statesman. Throughout his career, George H.W. Bush was deeply involved with the United Nations. He recognized the importance of multilateralism and international cooperation in addressing global challenges. As U.S. Ambassador to the UN, he witnessed firsthand the organization's potential to foster dialogue and resolve conflicts. Bush's commitment to the UN continued during his presidency. He believed in working through the UN Security Council to address threats to international peace and security. This was evident in his handling of the Iraqi invasion of Kuwait, where he secured UN authorization for military action against Saddam Hussein. Even after leaving office, Bush remained engaged in global affairs. He established the Bush-Clinton-Katrina Fund with former President Bill Clinton to raise money for hurricane relief efforts. He also worked with his son, President George W. Bush, on various humanitarian initiatives. Section 5. A Life of Consequence. George H.W. Bush passed away on November 30, 2018, at the age of 94. His death marked the end of an era, but his legacy continues to inspire. Bush was a man of integrity, duty, and service. He dedicated his life to his country and the pursuit of a more peaceful and prosperous world. Bush's presidency, though often overshadowed by his successors, was a time of significant accomplishment. He navigated the end of the Cold War with skill and foresight, ensuring a peaceful transition. His decisive leadership during the Gulf War demonstrated American resolve and protected vital interests. George H.W. Bush's life and legacy serve as a reminder of the importance of public service, bipartisanship, and global engagement. He was a true statesman who believed in the power of America to be a force for good in the world.